Israel is headed for a strategic defeat in Gaza. I'll explain why, but first let me tell you a little bit about myself and why I can make that statement. I served for 22 years in the Marine Corps. I was an infantry officer. I served as a platoon commander, as a company commander, as an operations officer for a special operations unit, as a foreign area officer in the Middle East and North Africa, which means I was advising Arab militaries on operations and weapons. I've worked with just about all of them, and I wrapped up my career as a lawyer after completing law school, and I was involved in a number of war crimes cases arising out of Iraq and Afghanistan. Now let me tell you why I think the Israelis are headed for a strategic defeat. A couple of days ago, Lloyd Austin, the U.S. Secretary of Defense, warned the Israelis that they are headed for a strategic defeat in their attempt to achieve tactical gains. And what that means is the Israelis are fighting in Gaza to win little pieces of territory. And in doing so, they're killing hundreds and thousands of people on a daily basis. The world is seeing it all, and it's turned public opinion against the Israelis. Now, not everybody, but people that may have been neutral before or even supported Israel are turning against them because of the atrocities that are being committed, the genocide that's being committed in the name of self-defense, which they have no right to begin with. And so Israel is destroying Gaza, it's killing civilians, but it cannot state one strategic objective that it has achieved. What are those strategic objectives? They haven't freed any hostages. They can't point to any Hamas leaders that they have killed or captured. And they have not destroyed Hamas. In fact, on the contrary, people support Hamas even more, even outside Gaza and Palestine. And so as Israel continues its path of destruction and murder of civilians, it's going to reach a point where it's got nowhere else to go. Killing does not win wars, and it is not achieving any strategic objectives. It's going to be forced to stop. It's going to be recognized as a pariah, as a state that has engaged in genocide, and it's going to expose its leaders and its soldiers to prosecution for their war crimes. No different than the Nazis, no different than the Bosnians who committed crimes in the 90s, and no different than Rwanda. And so as this war continues and Israel fails to achieve any meaningful strategic objectives, it is going to be faced with ultimate